Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are taking a look at Tiger Woods' golf swing, but with a little bit of a difference. We're going to be taking a look at Tiger hitting a fade and hitting a draw and comparing the two to see what's different in Tiger's swing when he wants to hit these shot shapes, which could hopefully help you guys understand how, if you want to hit a fade or if you want to hit a draw in a certain shot, what changes, what little tweaks you need to make in your golf swing to actually accomplish that and hit these shots. So let's dive straight in. First of all, we're going to take a look at Tiger Woods hitting a fade. Now we have a really good look here straight down the line. Tiger probably with a 7 or 8 iron. Probably a 7 iron it looks like to me. So perfect setup. Love Tiger's setup. We've done videos about Tiger's golf swing before. Incredible golf swing. If you want to see those videos, check them out on my channel. If you have any thoughts on this video or anything else, comment down below. I reply to all your comments, and make sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. So now let's see, as Tiger takes the club back, let's just play through this swing a couple times. It is such a good swing, but it actually really surprised me how many differences there were between this swing and Tiger's draw swing. As we can see here, Tiger gets a little bit more laid off and comes over the top slightly and cuts across the ball a little bit, but he's actually still shallowing out the club and creating a nice crisp clean divot. So now let's slow it down and have a look. As we take the club back, and if we pause it parallel to the ground, perfect position here. Beautiful pivot, turn with the body, triangle between chest, shoulders, and his arms, and the club face matches the spine angle. As we take this slowly to the top, the wrists and right arm start to hinge as we pause it at the top. Beautiful position here, that left arm and the club and the shaft are almost in a straight line. He has that club more laid off than we will certainly see in a moment with the draw swing. That right elbow nicely tucked in, connected to the body, beautiful turn and pivot with the lower body. But here's where we're going to start to see some of the first differences. If we slowly start to play this swing down, really slow, we're going to see the club shaft shallow out a little bit, but we're going to see Tiger come a little bit over the top of this one. If we pause it parallel to the ground, again, we're perfectly down the line here, so we can kind of see exactly what's going on. Tiger starts to rotate and we have this paused parallel to the ground. We can see the club head is outside of the hands, meaning Tiger's going to be cutting across the ball, trying to get that fade spin, trying to start the ball maybe just left of his target and fade it back onto it. And we can kind of see the flag Tiger's going to here on the right side, pretty much straight in front of him, and he's going to get this ball setting off just left of that and fading back onto it. So as we play this down into impact, we can see coming from the outside, and if we pause it at impact, Tiger's hips and chest are very open to the target. If we play this slowly through, we can see him exiting left, the ball setting off left of that target, and will just be cutting back nicely to that target. Let's take a look at, there's just one or two more things I want to mention with this fade swing before we have a look at the draw swing. If we play this swing from the beginning slowly and pause it at the top again. Now, this time I want you to note that Tiger Woods, even though this is kind of slightly over the top, because he needs to be cutting across the ball, creating that fade spin, even though it's slightly over the top, the majority of us would be coming down quite steeply onto the ball. But Tiger's not going to do that. He doesn't dig into the ground, he doesn't kind of chunk it or anything like that. He actually comes through really shallow and creates a nice crisp clean divot, even though he's coming a little bit over the top to generate that fade spin. And I'm going to explain to you why that is. As Tiger starts to swing down, note the right arm. The right arm starts to straighten so that he can create width, keeping the club further away from his body. If we pause it parallel to the ground, we can see that right arm, there is a little bit of bend in it and it's nicely connected to the body, but he's keeping the club head and that right arm further away than, well, he's creating a lot more width basically, meaning the club head's going to be coming through shallower. And if we slowly play this through, he's going to be coming through really shallow and across the ball, and he just takes a tiny little shallow divot as he comes through to the finish. I'll play that for you one more time without any breaks or stops in it, and just note that even though he's coming across the ball and coming down onto it, because he's keeping that width and shallowing out the club, he can get that nice, crisp, clean strike. And by the way, that is also something Dustin Johnson does very well, even though he hits a fade, comes through the ball super, super shallow. Now we're going to take a look at Tiger's draw swing. So this is Tiger hitting the same target on the same day, a few seconds later, hitting a draw. So it's the perfect comparison to make. Same club, same day, same target. As we can see, Tiger is now aiming slightly further right of the target, and that is obviously because he wants to hit that draw. He wants to start this ball out right of the target and draw it back on to the target. Now, because of that, we're not quite as good a down the line kind of view, so just bear that in mind. As we slowly take the club back, if we pause it here, obviously we're not perfectly down the line. If we pause it parallel to the ground, we're not perfectly down the line, but it does look like Tiger's taken the club a little bit more to the inside than he did with the fade swing. And as we play this to the top, we're going to notice that even though we're not quite so down the line, so it's a little bit hard to see, but the club isn't nearly as laid off at the top of the swing. It's a little bit more down the line. And that's because it's going to be easier from here for Tiger to drop the club under the plane a little bit and hit that nice high draw he's trying to hit here. Also bear in mind that right elbow position nicely down in front of him, still turning with the body, still all those positions pretty similar here. As we slowly play this down, the club is going to drop, club head's going to drop, keeping the club head a little bit more inside. If we pause it kind of parallel to the ground here, we can see the club head is more to the inside than it previously was, and he's probably keeping the club face a little bit more closed too. As we slowly play this onto the ball, we can see his path is coming really nicely from the inside, and he's going to be releasing that club out to the right. As we slowly play this through, big high release out to the right, that ball starts right of the target and he's drawing it back on to the target. Let's play that one or two more times for you guys to take a look at. So there is a noticeable difference there. Aiming right at the target, slightly more kind of down the line, not so laid off, slightly more closed club face, and big high release out to the right, hitting that high draw. Now we're going to compare the two of these back to back so that you guys can see exactly how they are so different. You can see the fade swing and the draw swing playing at the same time, so you can see that there's a few kind of key things to understand about this. First of all, if you're hitting a fade, and here it's obviously with the first video we had a look at, Tiger is hitting a fade, so the path needs to be going from out to in, and he needs to have the face open to the line of the path. If the face is closed to the path line, the ball's going to go left and it's not going to fade back. So he needs to have the face slightly more open to the line of the path, and with the draw, hitting it in to out, from the inside to the out, he needs to get the face closed to the path angle. He needs to kind of get it between the angle of his club path and the target line in order to get that draw that ball to draw nicely back onto the target. So a few things to bear in mind there. But there's another important thing that I want you to notice as we take a look at these, that Tiger's rhythm isn't going to change really at all with the fade or the draw. It's pretty much the same tempo, same sequence. He's just changing a few little positions, little tweaks in his swing in order to get the desired effect that he wants. So let's play this swing, both of these swings back to back so you guys can see. So as we play these, we'll just play them full speed, and we can see that the rhythm of them is pretty much identical, but they do look quite different. Let's play them again. Notice that if we take them both back and if we pause them both at the top, those are two very, very different positions. Now, that will be slightly exaggerated because with the draw swing, we're not quite as down the line, so we can't quite see as well the exact position at the top, so it will look a little bit more exaggerated here, but we can still see those are two very, very different positions. And as Tiger comes down into the ball, very, very different releases. One, he's coming over the top, releasing to the left, cutting across it. The other, he's releasing out to the right. Let's have a look at that again. Play these swings through a few more times for you. Let me know, guys, in the comments down below. Is there anything I haven't mentioned that you guys have noticed that you think Tiger's changing in this, apart from obviously setup and, you know, some of the things I've just talked to you guys through? How do you try to hit a fade? How do you try and hit a draw? What changes do you like to make? There's a lot of different ways to do it. You can do it with grip, ball position, a bunch of things in your setup and your golf swing. But it's really interesting to see how Tiger does it here. He definitely has more release in the draw swing than he does the fade swing. In the fade swing, he looks like he's kind of more holding the face open. In the draw swing, he's kind of more letting the hands turn over a little bit. So guys, that is Tiger Woods' iron swing, draw versus fade. Which swing do you prefer? Do you try and hit draw or fade? What differences did you know? Comment them down below. Reply to all your comments, guys. Really appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for all my future videos. You guys don't want to miss those. I have some awesome content coming your way. And I will see you guys in the next video. As always, guys, have a great week and grip it and rip it.